What it is, Brad Lea back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, I got a real treat for you. Javier Romero in the house.
How's it going, Brad?
Oh, Javier, if you guys don't know this dude, Romero Capital. You can find him at Romero Capital. So Javier is a Venezuelan-born entrepreneur and former U.S. Marine.
That's correct.
Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.
Thanks for your service, buddy.
Thank you.
You always notice when people see like servicemen, if they have any respect or etiquette whatsoever, they say, thanks for your service. And they don't even probably realize what that even means.
What do you mean? The person that's saying it?
Yeah. Like they're just saying it to be polite. Yeah. Thanks for your service. But, you know, when I say it, it's like, dude, I already know what fucking, especially Marines go through, but any armed forces, just the boot camp alone, like, fuck, dude, that's a bitch. Then if you get deployed, shit, that's even bigger bitch. Did you get deployed?
No.
Lucky. Imagine being over there in the shit, doing the shit.
Yeah, but it's imagine training for 7 years and not going to war.
Yeah, you were jumpy. You wanted to go to war. So you looked at this as a letdown.
I was on a waiting list, and then Obama started pulling the troops back, and I didn't get to go.
Well, that probably bummed you out. After all that training.
Yeah, at the time I wanted to go.
What was your MOS?
It was 3043, supply admin.
Well, that wouldn't have been exciting.
Well, I was actually going to deploy with an infantry unit because they needed Marines. So any Marines are riflemen, so you can always get on the waiting list. But I was on the waiting list for a year and a half, and then it was 2 months before deploying, and they started pulling the troops back.
Well, maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you'd have got a IED to the fucking left dome.
Maybe. Who knows?
Count your blessings. But anyway, you ended up an entrepreneur. And by the way, you went in at 21. Like, what were you, a late bloomer? What happened at 18?
So I came to the U.S. to go to college, right? So
from where?
Venezuela. So the idea was that I was going to go to college. My granddad went to college here in the U.S. He went back to Venezuela and worked there. My dad came here to college in the U.S., went back to Venezuela and worked there in the oil company. The idea was to come here and then go back. But then I ended up joining the Marines. The situation in Venezuela, it's horrible. So I was not going to go back. I always wanted to be in the military, but I was not going to do it over there.
What's Venezuela famous for?
Right now, socialism. Fuck.
What's going on there?
I mean, we've had a socialist regime since 1998.
So is it civil unrest?
Well, right now we just had elections. Supposedly they stole the elections again. There's no way to prove it because the government counts the votes. So you really can't.
We all know people can steal elections.
Yeah. And
happens all over the world.
The thing is that the Venezuelan people don't want to, they're not ready to be free. They're just not.
Venezuela speaks Spanish, yeah?
Yeah, we speak Spanish.
So do you guys have an accent?
I have an accent.
No, I mean like to people who speak Spanish.
Oh, we do.
Because like if you come from Spain, you have a lisp.
Yeah, that sounds that's like a British accent for us.
Yeah, if you come, but weird. people like if I'm Mexican, for example, and I hear someone that's from Spain, I'll know that they're not Mexican. Yeah. Does Venezuela have the same thing?
Yeah, we don't sound the same.
What do you sound Venezuelan?
I sound Venezuelan. I was there until I was 17, so.
I wonder what the tell is. Like, how do you know? Like Spain, for example, if I were to say Ignacio, it's Ignacio.
Ignacio, yeah. I mean,
it's not Barcelona, it's Barcelona.
It's our accent.
It's like, you're from Spain? They're like, yeah, how'd you know? I'm like, because you just said Barcelona. when normally, wouldn't you say Barcelona? What would you say?
Barcelona.
Yeah, see, so you don't do it like they do it.
Yeah, no, it's an accent more
than... But they're from Spain. Don't you think they would know how it's technically pronounced? Because they're the source of Spanish, aren't they?
You would think, right? So do you think the people from England speak real English?
English, that's where it started. Like, dude, if they spell theater R-E instead of E-R, I don't know why we spell it E-R. But maybe we were trying to be different because of the whole freaking breakaway.
I think...
You're familiar with the breakaway that happened?
Yeah.
From the UK?
Yeah, I know.
I think it was 1776.
Yeah.
Was it 1776? We're just turning into a history show.
I think it was 1776.
But dude, now you're a freaking entrepreneur making cash, and now you're loaning cash.
We are loaning cash. Yeah.
So did you go right into loaning the cash? Because it says here you got out and then you launched Romero Capital.
Well, once I got out of the Marine Corps, I started with an insurance agency first.
What kind of insurance?
Property and casualty. I had an Allstate franchise. That gave me enough cash to start investing in real estate.
But how did you know to get into insurance?
I was going to school before joining the Marines for actuarial science.
For what kind?
Actuarial science.
Actuarial?
Actuarial. Actuarial.
Editorial. What?
No, actuarial. ACTUARI.
Actuarial?
Actuarial, yeah.
Actuarial what?
Science.
So is that like stats and shit?
Yeah, like math and finance. So basically, the idea was to work for an insurance company or a bank. So when I was in college, in Charlotte, the only insurance company was Allstate at the time. And if I wanted to get an internship, I had to go to either Chicago or New York, and I was not going to do that. So I started in insurance, actually in customer service. So the whole idea was I'm going to get my foot in the door, and once I get my degree, then I can switch departments. But then that turned into moving up to sales, making more money. I found out how much money I could make as an insurance agency owner, opened my own agency, and then dropped out of college.
So you didn't know that in advance?
I didn't know. I was just trying to get my foot in the door because I was like,
see, that's where I was trying to find out. Is because like there's a lot of military transitioning out, and I see a lot of them go to like manual labor and like hard shit, and it's like, why don't you just get into sales? But you figured it out on accident.
Well, I saw how much money they were making. Yeah, on accident. I saw how much money they were making. And I was like, I can do that. And then I was number one. I was actually number one at Allstate. I ended up leaving Allstate because they had cap commission at the time.
And they're captive, aren't they?
They're captive, but I was at the call center first, right? So I came back to Allstate. So I was the Allstate call center. They had cap commission.
Well, at least you were in good hands.
You would think. I haven't finished it, but so I was there. I was number one in sales. Ended up leaving Allstate. Went to MetLife. I took a $4 an hour pay cut, but uncapped commission. To me, was the world. I was number one in sales. So broke the record. 23 items sold in one day. I saved up the money to start the insurance agency. And then I went back to Allstate because Allstate had an insurance agency program with an enhanced commission plan, the ECP. So basically, I was going to make more money with Allstate as an insurance agency owner than I would with MetLife. So I left Allstate first, went to MetLife, and then went back to Allstate, and that's where I started making good money.
What's good money?
I think at the time was like $60K a month.
That's good money.
That's really good money.
And so you're putting $60K a month in your pocket. What's your friends and family saying? You didn't come from money, did you?
No.
What are they saying?
I wasn't broke, but we had a good living standard, and then socialism came in, and then we didn't lose everything, but the price of the value of our properties came down, so it was basically worth nothing.
So is that why everybody, whether they think they should be or not, should be happy Trump won or pissed?
I feel everyone should be happy Trump won.
How come?
I mean, any way you look at it. I started my business because of him, right?
Dude,
while he was president.
Not only that, but how about because of socialism?
Because of socialism.
Like you experience what that's like.
Yeah.
You know how close the USA came to that?
I was actually surprised with this last election because I thought we were really close, and the US pretty much said, "Fuck you, we're not doing that."
Yeah, well, again,
they won everything, right? They won presidency, Senate, and the House. So I was telling him about this.
But dude, if it went the other way, it very well easily we could have became Venezuela pretty easily.
Yeah, but it was.
Now, wouldn't you be pissed if you came here, fucking went through the Marines, and then fucking we became Venezuela?
So one of the things that I didn't like about the Biden administration was that he was letting Venezuelans come in through the border, right? So they were literally walking
illegally.
Well, not illegally because you can ask for asylum.
I know, but
basically you're legally.
No, that's called a loophole, bro.
Well, exactly.
You come in legally or illegally. You come in illegally. There's only two ways.
But that was legal.
Well, if it was legal, then they came in legally.
Yeah, but it's a loophole, like you were saying, right? So
dude, it's legal or it isn't legal. There's no gray area. So the question, especially with the immigration issues that everybody was bitching about, people always ask me, what was your opinion? Should we build a wall?
But it's illegal in the sense of, I mean, it's not illegal, but it's if you come to the border and you ask for asylum and you don't really need asylum, no one's chasing you, no one's trying to kill you.
I know, but that's ethics, fraud, it's subjective.
Yeah.
Let's throw that out for a minute, because guess what? Who's to judge? Now, we already know that they're seeking asylum, which they don't need, but it's just a loophole. We know this.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to point out is, if you come in legally, I don't care what legally means. Hey, that's a loophole. Fuck, it's legal. Okay, legal, well, then it's legal, bitch. Like, you lucky day. Come on in. But at the end of the day, it needs to be legally. Yeah, people always ask me, what's my opinion? My opinion is, as long as it's done legally, I don't care if it's a loophole. Fuck, I look for loopholes. You want to use loopholes. Yeah. If I'm an immigrant and I see a loophole and it's legal,
you're gonna milk it.
I'm gonna fucking go do it. I'm not mad at people taking advantage of a loophole, and I'm not mad at anybody. But if I were to say, here's the problem. The problem is when they come through illegally, right?
Yep.
By the millions. And then flown to different cities. Flown.
Yeah. No, I know.
We're bringing them places. Like, no, dude. Didn't they just come in illegally? You need to stop them, and you need to send them back and say, hey, you got to come through legally. And if they're like, I'm here for asylum, and that's all we're doing, and if it's in the millions and they're all asylum seekers, and that's legal, well then, hey, good for them. I understand. But do I think there should be a wall? Well, fuck yeah. There needs to be a big ass border wall with turrets on the top, and you don't cross it. End of story.
Yeah.
And again, people think I'm a dick for that. It's like, well, don't you care about, like, his dad came? Look, I said the key words I believe in. It's legally. I don't care if they all come here. Take our jobs. They're not taking up my job.
Exactly.
So again, like, hey, listen, we need the help. Come on in.
If someone can come
Half the Americans won't do the work that a lot of these immigrants are willing to do because they understand fucking opportunity. And their minds are land of the free, home of the brave, the fucking American dream. So it's like, I like that mindset. And 9 times out of 10, that's why immigration in most cases, when it's legal, I think is a good thing. It works. I think we should open up the borders legally to where they're coming in, they're going to work, and they're helping build fucking America into one of the greatest countries that ever existed with an open policy, meaning not like it's open now. But anyway, I don't want to make it political.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind making it political.
But you could have went to war for that. So that's where I'm getting at. Like, you know, these servicemen and women, they go to fucking war and they work their ass off so there can be a border.
Yep.
So Trump getting in is good because he's a business guy. Now, is he the most ideal representation of a prestigious office like the president?
Probably not.
Probably not. I don't know what he did on the microphone the other day where he looked like he was doing that. You shouldn't do that as a man, period, let alone president.
What did he do?
He looked like he was, deep throating the microphone.
Oh yeah.
But, people say, am I a Trump fan? Dude, I love Trump because I like cool, funny, and not only that, like, he's a badass dude. He fucking created billions of dollars. But what I like about him as opposed to Kamala is he's a businessman, and America's a business.
It is,
and America needs to be treated like a business. But the citizens, us, we need to be treated like the customer instead of the product. Because right now, our government treats us like the product. We are the product. Yeah. Product for their cronies that are making the real rules and like allowing shit in our food, like Red 40. What in the hell is that allowed for? Huh?
Do you think that's on purpose?
100% I do.
Okay. You don't think? But you don't think it's,
dude? If you make money when people are sick. Do you want people sick or healthy?
Yeah, and I understand that point, but
but answer the question first.
Oh, you want them sick?
You want them sick? Yeah. Okay, so what's going to get us sick? Good, healthy food?
No, but my question is, do you think they're doing it for that, or do you think they're doing it to save costs? Because putting some of this,
it costs more. It costs probably as much or more to put more into a food. Like if I can just put in wheat or I have to add.
But it could make it last longer, right? So if let's say you're selling tomatoes and you can make the tomatoes last a week.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Yeah. At what point do you ask yourself, is it harmful? Because again, if someone says, hey, I put this in, it's not harmful at all, and it makes my product last 2 months.
Yeah.
No, good move. But when they say, well, it makes my product last 2 months so I can make more money, but you're going to get cancer.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Well, I guess, but we have the option, right? I mean, if
you have the option to what?
Somebody else could do the same or sell the same product and not put this, what's the word?
Red 40, for example.
Yeah. Don't put any of those chemicals or whatever you want to call them.
Chemicals. That's what they call them.
But if you don't
put chemicals in our food. And we buy them, which is your point. Like that, right? We don't have to buy them.
We don't have to buy them.
True.
And that's what I like about this country. Right? You don't have to do anything. Like you choose to
vote with our dollars.
Exactly.
Quit buying the Fruit Loops.
People don't want to take care of themselves. They don't watch what they eat. They don't work out. They don't read. They don't. Stop blaming other people for shit, right? It's like, it's not their fucking problem that you're eating it. They're selling it.
Stop blaming other people for shit, for Pete's sake.
Nobody's telling you to fucking eat it.
But still, it's still a bitch and a concern because it's harder and harder to find shit with nothing in it.
It is.
Even some of the shit that says nothing's in it, there's something in it.
Yeah.
Dude, there's apples with a coating.
I know.
That's not good for you.
But don't eat it.
But how do you fucking know when it says there's no coating?
Oh, well, yeah, I guess if there's no coating, you can't do anything about it. But
well, it's getting like that, dude. So that's why another thing when Trump got elected, well, now we got Bobby Kennedy, who's freaking buff, who's in shape, who's a picture of health, in charge of health. Mm-hmm. Do you know who was in charge of health?
No, I don't know.
His last 4 years?
No idea.
Google Admiral Rachel Levine.
Oh, I've seen that woman. That's the one with the pink hair.
No,
that's not really a woman.
Well, that's a fact.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, well, that's the picture of health.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
That's who's telling us what to eat and what not to eat. Crazy. Like, come on, fool. Yeah. Give me Bobby Kennedy. Then we got Vivek Ramaswamy, smart son bitch. Tulsi Gabbard. You got Elon Musk, or as Dan Pena calls him, Elon the Musk. Dude, you got a dream team of business people in there with a little mix of the politicians, so we know the game. And now we can freaking go in there and fix shit.
I'm excited for what's going to happen in the next 4 years.
So am I.
Yeah.
So, and that brings us to now, because you're excited because you're an entrepreneur.
Of course, yeah.
And that's the real reason I want to talk to you. You're an entrepreneur and you started Romero Capital. Romero Capital, basically, you're loaning money to people in the real estate game.
Yeah, normally people that want to do fix and flips. We do rental properties, but we focus on the fix and flip side.
So if there's people out there listening, and there is, that are in the wholesale space, that you go around flipping houses, right? Yeah. You're the guy that you can go get some quick money and do an extra deal that maybe you don't have the money for.
Yeah, well, wholesale is different, right? So if someone's doing wholesale, we also provide transactional funding or takedown funding. So let's say you're a wholesaler, you have this great deal, you get the property for, I don't know, $140K, and you can sell it on the market for $200, right? You don't want to sell it to an investor because you can make more on the market. So for that type of customer, we have what's called takedown funding. So we charge 1% origination. You take over the deal, we charge the same rate. So you could, let's say you get that same house, let's say 140, you pay $2,800 because you hold it for a month or so. And then you sell it for $200. But that's a whole different program. We have
but still, you give them the money to do it.
It's amazing because, I mean, let's say you're a wholesaler, you don't have the cash. We're giving you the money to buy the property and put it on the market.
All you got to do is find it.
Just find it.
See? Romero Capital. Yeah. There's a lot of people going, what was his name again? Let me write that down. Now they want to know.
Yeah.
Romero Capital.
And then, so that's what we have for wholesaling, right? And now we have the fix and flips, which is for the flippers. We do 100% financing. All you have to pay is
100%, dude. There must be some sort of scam.
You just got to pay closing costs. That's it.
You'll literally do 100%.
We'll do 100% up to 75% of the ARV. That's key.
Well, that still.
Yeah. So.
But you'll finance 100%.
Exactly.
So if it's $200,000 for the house, $50,000 to reno it, to fix it up, you'll give me the $250.
Correct. You just have to pay closing costs.
That's like almost a no-brainer.
Yeah, I don't see why anyone's wouldn't do it.
Where do people go to get these loans from you?
So you have to go to our website, romerocapitalcorp.com, submit the application, and we'll reach out to you. We had our phone number in there, but we were getting blown up, and we had to switch it to submit the deal. We'll review it, and if it makes sense, we'll give you a call back.
If they qualify. If the deal's right.
If the deal's right. We don't really care about the customer's background. As long as we can qualify pretty much anyone, as long as they don't have late mortgage payments. As long as you have the capital, no late mortgage payments, and the deal makes sense, we'll fund it.
Boom.
Yeah. And we ask for like 1 month bank statement.
So all the people listening that are in flipping, are you one of a million people that'll give me the money? Or are you like, what's your unique selling proposition?
We are the only one. Well, I think we are the only one doing 100% financing right now in our states. There's a couple other companies that are close to it, but they charge more.
So how'd you get into this?
Well, when I had the insurance agency, I started buying houses, right? And then it got to a point where the lenders were asking me, where is the cash coming from? And I was like, well, I have an insurance agency. And they asked me, can we sell our loans to your customers? I was like, as long as I get a broker fee, you can do whatever you want. So we started brokering loans, and we didn't look back. I mean,
you saw more money in that.
Yeah, we only do customer service with insurance agency. We don't even touch it anymore. Everything's on the lending side
because there's way more money.
There's way more money. You can do in one loan. It's equal to 20 policies.
So, Old Romero Capital was formed, and you started just doling out the dough.
Yeah, brokering the deals first. Now we use our own cash for some deals.
And you're backed by the property, so you can't get screwed.
Yep.
Dude, I want to do that. What if I have investors listening and they want to give you money to get some of that turnaround?
We can do that as well. So we can take investors. We'll probably be paying them 10 to 12%.
And how many months?
Well, that's a return, right?
Yeah, but return for what?
Per year, right? So.
Well, I thought you only loan it for 4 months.
No. Are you talking about investors that want to give me money for me to lend to someone else? Yeah, we pay those investors 12%, 10 to 12%.
Oh, for a year?
Yeah.
Oh, so you turned their money twice or 3 times.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, this guy's making money hand over fist.
Yeah, so if they want to,
what about guys like me that say, "Hey, dude, I understand you want to pay me 12% a year, but I want 12% a quarter. I want to get in with you, big dog." Would they be open to that or no?
We can't pay 12% a quarter because we don't make 12% a quarter.
Well, I thought, like, for example, I want to start this today. And I say, dude, I got $1 million.
Okay.
Now I can't fund more than 5 $200,000 deals because I only have $1 million. Mm-hmm. And you go get me 5 deals to fund.
Yeah.
So, okay, there's your money, guys. And it's in the same parameters you do. Well, 4 months later, don't they owe me the money back? Don't they owe the money?
Yeah.
Okay. So 4 months later, the money comes back.
Yeah, but they're not paying 12% per month.
Who isn't?
The borrower.
They're paying 12% for the quarter.
No, we charge our borrowers 14% a year.
Oh, annual?
Annualized return. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were charging 14 just for the 4-month flip.
Jesus, that would be what, 28, 42% a year?
Not if you only borrow it once.
That's insane. No, we charge 14%.
Dude, how is it insane?
Yeah.
Dude, if you got the money, this is what I got people to understand. If you got the money and I don't, and I find a deal where it's $200,000, and if I get that house for $200,000, I can turn around and sell it for $240,000, put $40,000 in my pocket. Yep. But I don't have the $200,000, right? And there's no creative financing and all that bullshit. Hold on. There's no creative financing and all that bullshit. And I say, damn, I don't have $200,000. But you do. And I say, hey, you give me the $200,000 and I'll give you 14% in 4 months or less when I sell that thing. And you say, great, here's $200,000 and you got 4 months to pay me. When I pay you back and I gave you 14% of $200,000, what is that? 28,000?
Yeah.
Okay. So I give you 28,000 and now I pocket the difference because I made 40.
Yeah.
So now I put the difference in my pocket. How much do I got in my pocket? If I gave you 28 of the 40,
You still make what, 22?
In my pocket,
yeah,
I make 12 G's. How much did I make if I didn't have the money?
Yeah, you're right, 12 G's.
How much did I make if I didn't have the money?
Nothing. Yeah, but at the same time.
Yes, so why wouldn't I give you 14% for a quarter?
Yeah, but at the same time, you also have to account for other people, because I'm not the only one with money.
Well, that's what I asked earlier.
What do you mean?
How many of these people waving money are out there?
Like if I guess my point is, if there's a lot of people that do transactional funding, which is what you're talking about. So those are two different loans, right? You have transactional funding or take down funding, and then you have fix and flip, right? Transactional funding is what we do for wholesalers, right? We charge a point, and then we charge the interest. Okay, that's basically you taking down the house, putting it on the market, selling it. And then we have the fix and flip.
That's like a bridge loan.
It's like a bridge loan, right? Now, if I charge 14%,
I'd pay it.
Yeah, but then I'm going to have everyone competing against me. I have to stay competitive with the market because I'm not the only one.
Well, what's the market for borrowing money for 4 months?
Normally they will charge you 2% and the same about 14% rate. Some people do 20% of the profits.
Well, then how are you?
I'm at 1%.
No, but I mean, if the market's that, then you're below the market.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. I like to beat the market.
So you got better deal than the market.
Well, yeah, I like
that's a
having
good
disruptive.
Thing. No, that's good.
Products.
Yeah,
I want to have the best product. And if I don't have it, I'm going to find it. I make my product the best product because I don't want to be fighting on the sell side. If I have the better product, I'm going to beat you. As long as I have.
How's your collection issues? Do you have any?
We haven't had foreclosure yet.
And if you have one, you
just
get
take
the
over the property because the deal has to make sense. That's our first guideline. So
literally, dude, you're just sitting there swapping cash for equity.
Yeah, think about it. You get.
I want in that game. So that's a good game to get in. And see, you accidentally found your way in that game. Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Some people will be like, dude, that's smart. How'd you think of that? And you're like, fuck, I just recognized opportunity when I saw it.
Yeah. I had 10,000 customers. Somebody offered me to pay for it.
Did you sell your insurance agency?
No, we're still getting renewals, but it's dried out. It's nothing compared to what we make on lending.
Can you sell that agency?
I could sell it, but I don't need the money. All right. Keep the cash flow.
Yeah. Cash flow is king.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the upcoming real estate market? Do you think you're going to see a lot of people buying a lot of houses?
People are always buying. No one can time it.
Specifically now, because we're changing guards.
Well, I don't like. In an ideal world, people will buy more houses. I don't like trying to time the market because no one can do it, right? If I could time the market, then I would be a billionaire instead of a millionaire.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So I'd rather just stick to my guidelines and just keep at it.
Are you looking for you like new flippers?
I love new flippers.
See, so I'm gonna, like I told you in the room, I'm gonna start having a lot of new flippers come through me because I'm getting in the real estate game. In fact, as I told you, the best name in the game is the real estate game, which is mine.com, therealestategame.com, and ultimately. Because I know there's so much money. I know so many people making so much money and they came from nothing. You're making money. I don't know what you came from, but maybe not nothing, but still, I know people that came from nothing, bro, the mud.
Yeah.
And they're freaking crushing it in real estate, some form of real estate, whether it's wholesaling, whether it's flipping, whether it's novation, whether it's freaking, dude, there's a lot of ways to do it. But people need to understand that the real estate game is the game you need to be in. Yeah. And if there's people out there right now that have always wanted to get in the real estate game and they just don't know how, then they come to me. Like you can DM me on Instagram, just DM me real estate and I'll get you dialed into the real estate game in a big way.
We have the funds for them. So.
And then that's what I was going to say. And then, dude, now I got you sitting there willing to even give them funds.
Exactly.
So now, folks, you got no excuses not to get in the real estate game. We got the lender, the banker right here. And you got the freaking, the teacher, the guru right here. Now people say, Brad, I thought you're just getting into it. How do you know so much? I don't necessarily know what I need to know, but I know everybody who does. And I work with every single one of them. So I'm putting together all the top real estate minds, the top lenders, the top everybody, and I'm going to blow up this real estate game. And I like to say the real estate game just got real.
Yeah. The lending is key, man. So
lending is key. You got to have the cash.
Yeah, because you can have the best deal, but if you can't buy it, then
yeah, and you can do subject to, and you can do creative financing to where you can talk the buyer into some sort of deal where you don't necessarily need the money. And by the way, that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's not the normal.
Yeah.
The normal is, dude, they want their dough and you don't have it. So you move on to another deal and you're trying to talk some owner into doing some creative shit.
Yeah.
When in reality,
they just want to sell the house.
You just need to know Javier.
Exactly. Just call.
You need to know Romero Capital and you need to fill out the app. What's that website again?
RomeroCapitalCorp.com.
Yeah. RomeroCapitalCorp.com. Fill out the fucking app. Next thing you know, you got yourself your first house.
Yeah.
And then your second one, then your third one, then your fourth one. And now you're flipping and you're realizing, holy shit, I should have been in the real estate game a long time ago.
I have a guy, we're actually going to do a podcast with him. He started last year with his first house. He has flipped 6 houses already this year. Isn't that crazy?
What's he making? Is he making good dough?
He's probably making about $250 to $300K this year. And it's, where are we, November now? Almost finished, end of the year.
And he's just getting started.
He's just getting started. This is his second year.
See, folks, the real estate game.
$300,000. Now, if our ideal customer is someone that works in construction already, but has never done a deal on his own, because they can fix the property, they can pay themselves while fixing the property and then sell it. So let's say I buy a house. For me to make money on a house, I have to buy the house, pay someone to fix it, and then make a profit on that. If you're the flipper and you know how to do the work, you buy the house, you pay yourself, because the draws are going to be based on the price of the work, right? So let's say it costs you, I don't know, $20K in labor to rehab the house. If you're already in construction, you pay yourself that $20K, and you can even make the monthly payments from the $20K that you just drew from us. And then you sell it, you make the $20K and the $50K on the house. So you make 70 instead of making 50 like I would.
Well, you don't make the 20 because if you're smart and it's your house and it's your flip, you're not going to price yourself.
Yeah, but you're giving yourself work.
Yeah, I see your point, but again, I'm thinking through literally, like if I were that guy, I would be like, I wouldn't pay myself 20. I would pay myself.
You're not paying yourself. The end buyer's paying it.
Well, I get that, but my point is I see what you're saying, but I wouldn't. I think the smarter thing to do if I'm a construction guy that knows how to flip houses. Because flipping houses and fixing them is two different things. So again, if I'm listening to this right now and I'm in construction and I go fix these fucking houses for the flippers, I'd be thinking what you just said, like, holy shit, this is my way in. Yeah. I don't need the flipper. I need to figure out what the flipper knows, which is where to find the deal. Once you find and get the deal, well, now you fix it yourself.
Exactly.
But you don't pay yourself like you would have charged a flipper. Because now you can do it at cost, which means you're still getting paid, but it'll just be in profit.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, so let's say you buy the house, right? And then you put $10,000K in closing costs, just to give you a number, right? You still got to make the monthly payments until the house is sold, right? But let's say you fix it in 1 month and labor is $20,000. So you collect that $20,000 and let's say your monthly payments are $1,500. The $1,500 is coming out of the $20,000 you just paid yourself. So you don't need an extra 6K to qualify for the deal. Does that make sense?
It does if you think small, and I'm myopically like that. Like you're thinking like in that case, yes. But I think like I'm going to net out X amount, but I'm not going to like say my construction company gets X and I only made 4. I made both. Well,
but you got to think
because it's my construction company.
Yeah, but you got to think about the first time buyers, right? The first time buyers don't have the money that you have and that I have. They might just have 15, 20K.
Yeah, it's just hard for me to put my head down there again.
Yeah, but
I get what you're saying. So where are you going now? Like, what is your goal other than loaning more money? Like, you got to have some goals outside of loaning money.
Well, as for personal goals, or, I mean,
like, don't you want to flip the house? Don't you want to build skyscrapers? Like, what's your goal?
I want to grow the fund to maybe $1 billion or $2 billion, something like that.
And then sell it and retire?
No, I'm too young to retire, man.
If you had $1 billion right now, what would you do?
I would not retire.
What would you do?
I would just keep growing it. I'll probably spend more time with my family, but keep growing it. I'm too young. What am I going to do? Fuck around the house?
Fucking live, bro.
I do live.
No, you don't.
I do. I travel all the time.
You don't fucking live.
I just took a month and we went.
Dude, you got no way to convince me that if you had $1 billion, you wouldn't live 20 times better than you're living.
Not really.
Dude, you must be living good then.
I mean, I do okay. I mean, I just took a month and
How'd you get here?
Europe with my wife.
How'd you get here?
Here to
Vegas.
I flew in.
On what?
Commercial. Private, first class.
TSA, all that bullshit, dude. You had $1 billion, you'd have flown private in your own ass jet.
I would have.
Of course you would have.
But
that's what I mean, though.
Yeah, but how does that make me more happy? That doesn't make me happier.
It could. Trust me.
I don't think so.
Dude, I am happier when I'm flying private than when I'm flying commercial. I'm happier.
A little bit, right?
Fuck you. I'm happier.
You think so?
Oh, and 100%. Hey, I'm happier when I'm staying at the fucking 7-star hotel rather than the freaking Motel 6. I'm happier.
I always stay at good hotels.
How old are you?
35.
See, dude, you're a youngster. I got older under than you. I got underwear older than you. But
you don't think that's a way to unhappiness, I guess?
It could be. Again, dude, you're right technically, because money don't buy you happiness, but it does let you shop. And if you don't know what to shop, you're going to be unhappy. Yeah. So like if you had a shit
for my family, right?
Yeah, but dude, the whole concept was, if you had $1 billion, would you elevate? And the answer,
but what could you
if
buy?
you tell the truth,
what could I buy?
See,
for
you're playing that side.
Now?
You're playing that side of the fence. If I said play the other side, you'd be able to do that too. Like now abandon that philosophy and think, man, with $1 billion, how much better would your life be? Play this side now, my side.
What else can I buy?
Are you fucking kidding me, dude? You got a jet?
I don't have.
Okay, you got a beach house in a beautiful beach cove?
I don't. Airbnbs.
You got a mountain house with a fucking beautiful ski out fucking slope next door?
Airbnbs.
You got fucking you got the best health care for your family?
I do.
Okay, good. Well, because you're making dough now.
Yeah, I mean,
and see, that's another thing people don't understand, dude.
Between making $12 million a year or making $30 million a year, it's the same thing.
Between 12 and 30, yeah, but not $1 billion. Yeah, but not $1 billion, bro. $1 billion's ridiculous. $1 billion's a whole new level.
I know what you're trying to, but I try to keep my mind as far as that side goes. I was talking to him earlier today about that. It's like, I like to focus on my family, my health. That's my center. If I change that, everything could come crumbling, right? Because if I was single and no kids, I'd be lost, bro.
You think?
I mean? Fuck yeah. But
you have no discipline?
I have discipline, but you know how hard it is when you have millions. There's always a friend. There's always a someone that wants to take you out. Let's go party. Let's go drink. Let's go. Now, when you have a family and a son, that's your center.
Yeah.
Let's go out. No, I'm going to spend time with my family. Let's do this. No, I got to spend time with my kid. No, it's my center. If I move that out of the equation.
Well, now, bro. But if you were single, bro, trust me.
Oh, I was going out all the time when I was single.
I know, but if you're single with a $20 million in the bank, you're in a good spot. Now, I would agree that you're in a better spot if you've got a family. Why? Because, dude, relationships is what it's about.
Yeah.
But if someone were to say, I'm single with 20 million versus you're with a family with 20 million, then it becomes preference. Because there's people that'll be like, dude, I'd much rather be single with 20 million than freaking 20 million with a wife and kids.
Why would they say that?
Because they're not happy.
If they were, what do you mean? If they were single?
Well, you're just assuming that everyone with wife and kids is happy.
Well,
just because you are.
That's just about picking the right wife, though.
True, right? but you see my point.
You know what I'm saying? Well, that's a whole different topic. Like, I feel.
Are we not allowed to go down that road?
Well, no, I am. But what I'm saying is, like, for example, I got married to I started dating my wife before I started making money. So that's the person I wanted to be with. Right? Yeah. I feel like a lot of people get married to the person they can marry, and not the one they want to marry.
Yeah, that's a good. There you go.
Which is horrible, right? I mean, I feel like, especially, and I'm just going to talk about men. I feel like men should work on themselves until they're ready for that relationship and that marriage.
Agree.
I feel like a lot of people go from having a roommate to having a roommate they have sex with. It's fucking stupid, right? It's like, work on yourself, make money, build yourself, and then get married.
Not only that, your options increase.
Yeah, exactly. And now you can marry the person that you want to marry and not the person that you can marry. So
yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good sage advice from a young man.
So like, I think that's my center, because I married the woman that I wanted to marry. So that centers everything.
Did you know that in advance?
Oh, I knew, but I knew she wasn't ready when we first met.
Because dude, it seems like you accidentally became successful. Like I always tell people, I accidentally became successful too. But it sounds like you didn't plan. You didn't get out of the Marine Corps and say, you know what? No. I need to get an insurance so I can do this, 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 so I can do this. You kind of got out of the Marine Corps and you said, this insurance game, I guess. And then you realized, hey, wait a minute, there's some fucking money in this. So you're like, okay, I'll do an insurance. See, most people, they're not doing that. They're not thinking like that. They get out of the military and they're like, well, I don't have any skills, so let me just get a job. Because I need to get a job. And then they go get a labor job. And the next thing you know, they're stuck in the rat race. When in reality, if they freaking just followed the path you went, get into sales of some kind. Mm-hmm. Insurance is great. Flipping real estate. Again, dude, there's the money. He'll loan you the money. Yep. Like, get into something freaking intentionally. Even though you accidentally found it, there's people listening that they can take your story and say, you know what? He didn't necessarily know that's what he should have done, but it is what you should have done. And it's good that you did it.
But it's like what you were telling me with the clips, right? If we're talking about the
social media,
right? I'm putting 4 clips a day. One's going to go viral. If you work 70 or 75 hours a week, you will meet someone that could put you in a position to move up, right? Or at the very least, you'll be extremely good at your job. So you work in construction. Okay, now you're the best roofer. So start a roofing company. You're the best one. Why not start? So it's kind of like the harder I work, the luckier I get, right? If you're cleaning, like I've met people that clean houses, and now they have a staff of 20, 30 people that clean houses for them. The more you work, the better you get at that job, which means you can now start a company in said job. The problem is that most people want to be the boss without learning the trade.
Without paying the cost.
Yeah, and you can't get that. It doesn't work, because now, let's say you can start a company. You're not going to be the best one because you have no fucking experience.
So what you're saying is you got to pay the cost to be the boss.
Exactly. And that's
Have you ever heard that song?
Which one?
The Boss by James Brown.
Probably heard it.
It's when they hire me to speak.
Okay.
I go out and they have what's called a walkout song. And a walkout song is when they say, ladies and gentlemen, Brad Lea or whatever. Yeah. Then a song plays while you're walking out. So this is my new walkout song. Check this out. Nope, that ain't it. Hold on. I don't even know if I should do this, because maybe I'll get violated because.
Because of the. Don't do that.
Well, let's see.
1, 2, get down.
Listen.
Paid the cost to be the boss.
I've heard that song.
Paid the cost to be the boss. I paid the cost to be the boss.
That's right.
You have to.
Look at me.
Listen.
You know what to see. See a bad mother.
That's my walkout song.
Nice.
That's funny that you said that, but yeah, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. And most people don't want to do that. Here's what I always say, which is the same thing in a different way. I say, everybody wants to sign the back of the check, but nobody wants to sign the front.
Yeah, you don't want to.
You got to be willing to sign the front if you want to sign the back. So that's what people need to do, is like, hey, turn that check over. Sign that one.
How long would you say it takes to be the boss? Because I think
you started
3 to 4 years, right? That's what I think.
Well, you started a company out of there, and you were the boss. You were the boss the second you started a company. But anybody can be the boss. The question is do you have the discipline to stay the boss? Because what people do is they go out there and they get caught up with being the boss because they can do what they want, and that feels good. But now that they do what they want, they don't do what they need to do, and so now they end up having a boss again.
I was gonna say that.
Well, that's what they do. They go out there and they say, I want to be the boss. Well, start a company. You're a boss. Like you got your own company. You the CEO.
Yeah.
See, that's how easy it is.
Company, yeah.
But my point is how do you become a boss? Was your question? Start a company. How do you be a boss? There's a big difference. Yeah. Well, you have to have discipline, man. You have to literally do the shit you don't want to do. And when you start your own company, now you're doing it for yourself, dude. You got way more responsibility because now you better fucking do it. Like I can let my boss down, you know, but I can't let me down if I'm the boss. Yeah. So a lot of people let themselves down. And they don't do what's required. And they think because they're the boss, they can do whatever they want. And they do whatever they want. And it's not the right shit. And then next thing you know, they need a job and they're screwed. And they're like, I don't understand. Well, you didn't really do what you needed to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But listen, I think people paying attention right now have already wrote down at Romero Capital Corp. .com.
Or Romero Capital on Instagram.
Yeah. And if you guys are out there flipping houses, okay, whether you're new or existing, he doesn't care. But even if you're new, because a lot of times the new guys, they don't know where to get the money. There's where you get the money. Go follow this dude at Romero Capital on all the social media channels. And appreciate you coming in, dude. You're already crushing it in life.
Oh, you can do better.
Even though you got lucky.
I didn't get lucky. I work hard.
You got lucky. Just like me. I'm lucky, folks. But you know what? It's not just being lucky that matters. It's being lucky and willing to roll the dice.
That too. Because I didn't have to start a lending company.
Yeah, but you rolled the dice, my man. And that's why you're winning.
Yep.
Appreciate you coming on. Folks, as always, till next time, keep it real.